Heyo, so I have been hinting at this video for about a month now. I keep mentioning it, but I also keep putting it off, and I need to actually get it done because it is far past Christmas. But even so, that doesn't stop me. Now, we all know that there's two things in this world that I am guaranteed to love besides Baja Blast, and that is artsy crafty stuff and My Chemical Romance. Like, be so for real, my coworker gave me all of their autographs, including where's my finger? Including Bob Breyer. Like, are you joking? She had a boyfriend that got it for her, and she doesn't like them anymore. And those are real. Like, you can see the shine on the metallic Sharpies. Those are real. Those are fucking real. And if that wasn't obvious enough for how much I love My Chemical Romance, it's also the fact that I'm going to see them in concert this August. So when I saw this huge trend of people painting nutcrackers, like they would get like these giant 6-foot ones from Walmart that I cannot fucking afford. I go to Walmart and what do I see? This beautiful, beautiful man. This blank white needs a touch-up man. And everything's on clearance now. They didn't have any of these on clearance, but I paid, it says $9.98, but I don't know if anybody knows this. I'm a Walmart associate, so I get 10% off. So he was technically $9 and not $10. This can finally come off. The point of this is that I've seen people painting nutcrackers everywhere, so I was inspired to buy this blank white nutcracker because I knew it wasn't going to be Christmas themed, and mash it with my love of My Chemical Romance. So this is going to be my Black Parade nutcracker. But the first things first, I don't know if anybody can see how glossy he is. Like, he's also very tall. Like, bro needs a coat of gesso, and that needs to dry overnight. So I'm going to slap on some gesso. We're gonna let that bad boy dry overnight. Then I'm gonna pull out my crappy palette and get my crafty paints, and we're going to make a Gerard Way / Welcome to the Black Parade skeleton marcher nutcracker. And he is a little rough. Like, he's got a post sticking out, he's got notches, his paint's uneven. This boy needs some love, and that's what I'm here for. Where's my brush? Where's my brush? I just had it. Here's my brush. Let's gesso this sweet little baby up. Okay, so moving on from the intro portion over to the voiceover, I started off by painting this white nutcracker white because the paint that was originally on it was very glossy. It definitely had some sort of finish on it, and if you know anything about acrylic paint, especially the craft acrylics, like I use Apple Barrel, Folk Art, the Michaels brand, that stuff is very thin and liquidy, so it doesn't stick to glossy surfaces very well. So I decided to bust out my Daler Rowney acrylic gesso and proceeded to paint this entire nutcracker white. And it was kind of a hard game to play because I was painting a glossy white surface with a glossy white primer that would dry matte. I knew it was going to dry matte. I got that all set up, let it dry overnight, double checked some spots. Everything seemed good the next morning, so that was already taken care of. It was a total battle of glossy versus wet gesso, but I won that. And then I decided to go through and paint any area that needed to be painted black or the skin tone. And for the skin tone, I wanted to make this look, you know, pale as hell, because Gerard Way is pale as hell, because this was like Black Parade inspired. And then I decided, let's just go full Gerard Way. So I ended up mixing a regular peach, some vanilla, and white to get almost a whitish vampire color. Really like that color, so I painted his face and then the hands. Then the rest of the outfit came black, and I did leave some spots as white, like the top of the hat, the rim of the hat, and then the bob or the bobble on the scepter or whatever, because I knew I wanted that scepter to be a microphone sort of deal, which also made me think as I was painting them, like, oh, this would have been a really cool Alistair, but there are no more nutcrackers at my Walmart, so we're just stuck with Gerard. And in all honesty, they had white nutcrackers, red, green, and black. Theoretically, I could have gotten the black, but I still would have had to repaint it black because I went over it with a white gesso. And I don't have clear gesso. I know it exists, I just don't have it. But yeah, once I got his skin painted, his pale as shit skin, that almost blended into the white, and then the first layer of black went on, and it was super streaky. I probably could have used another layer of gesso before painting, but it is what it is. I just went over with the second layer of black, which did not take as long to paint as I thought it would, the second layer. And then for the base, I wanted it to look like this grayish color, so I used like a pewter gray to mimic the crumbles and the ruins of the city the Black Parade music video is taken in from. So first it was a lighter gray, and then I went over it a little too dark, but it's fine. But let me tell you, painting this whole thing, just the black in general, is so difficult because it's so tall. Like, my camera is not positioned high enough to get this angle right. was having a hard time holding it, keeping it in frame because it's so freaking tall. There were points I had to stand up, like painting the inside of the hat that nobody else would see, holding it so that way the paint didn't get wet, so I could paint paint didn't get smudged and I didn't touch the wet paint, so that way I could get things right. And then the hand that's down to the left, there is a small little smudge of black paint on the inside of the hand that nobody else can see, but I know it's there because my paintbrush was not flat enough to get in there and paint either the hand or the jacket. I was able to fix it at the end. I used a fan brush closer to the end to fix that problem. So that's averted, but I just got the cream color off of the jacket, but there's still a little bit of black on the hand. But once I got all the black done and situated, I decided to start with the face and the head because I knew I would not be holding the head very often. Most of the time I was holding it by the legs or even like the top of the hat, but I went with a super pale white hair, but I didn't want it to be white, so I made it this super light gray, and you almost can't see it, and I kind of hate that you can't see it, but I also like it that you can't see it. And I decided to go with the emo swoop because I don't have the patience to paint the second eye. Like, I knew I was gonna have a hard time painting that eye to begin with. Nutcracker eyes are so like iconic that I knew I wasn't gonna be able to barely recreate it once, so I just did it twice. And around this point is when I knew I wanted it to be Gerard themed, like actually Gerard way, because like, yeah, I was gonna have the hair white to begin with. For the eye, I just decided to look up his actual eye color, which is a hazel, and I looked like a freak googling Gerard way eye colors like a psycho fan, because some pictures it looks blue and some pictures it's green, but it's hazel, so I made it that nice hazily color, and I was doing it bit by bit, and then I did an eye bag or whatever makeup he used, or maybe that's just his eye bags, we don't know. Put the top part on and he just looks so done with everything. I love him. And then the absolute scary part actually came to making his outfit. Now whenever I see Black Parade outfits, I always see 5 different variations because each one of the band members has a different variation, but I decided to go with obviously Gerard's. And what was scary was not even just doing the silver part of the lining, and yes, it's silver because if you actually look at the jacket, it's silver. Those aren't white, they're silver. So I actually mixed some silver paint with some metallic white paint to lighten it up because it was a dark silver. Did that, it was super scary, and it looks like in the pictures that there were 9 stripes. There might have been like 6, but I did 9 anyway. I did 9. Might have gone a little bit overboard, but hey, it looks great. But with the mouthpiece also, because he moves, I was like, how am I going to incorporate this mouthpiece? And then I decided to make it seem like the jacket was partially open. So that's why that splits in the middle, and Nutcrackers have belts, and there's this one picture of Gerard in his Black Parade uniform that has a belt. So I put the belt lock on, added the details to the sleeves, and I only know what part of the sleeve looks like, so I just kind of made it up as I went. That kind of worked. Oh, and then I was going to do the little notches on his jacket in the silver gemstones I have. But then as I was painting this, I kind of knocked the back of the handle and a piece of paint came off. So I touched it up. But then I was thinking, what if I put these gems on and then varnish it? Or put the gems on after I varnish? Either way, what if the gem gets ripped up and it rips the paint? And I don't want that because I don't look like shit. So I just decided to paint the baubles on the sides. And then I went with the microphone stand, just mixed whatever the silvery color I had left with whatever black I had left, made it that dark color because I don't have any black metallic paint. I don't know where it went, but I don't have it anymore. And then I decided, hey, it looks beautiful. It's matte. It's gorgeous. Let's varnish it because this is not going away with the Christmas stuff. Oh no, this is staying out. So if it's going to be on display in a room with sunlight, I want to make sure that it's protected from being yellowed. So I busted out this satin varnish. I haven't used it forever. It's a polyurethane satin varnish, Americana by DecoArt, and I only needed 1 layer. This stuff is really good, and it dried super fast. Like, I was able to pick it up and hold it after maybe like 3 minutes. It was pretty cool, but I am so fucking happy with the way this came out. Like, I did not think I'd be able to ever make anything like this, and here I am with a Gerard way Nutcracker after Christmas. It's fine. And then doing the after photos, it was weird because first of all, this thing is so tall and I'm trying to show how pale it is and it's not coming out. And the white light of my aunt light is making it awkward. So I turned the light off, and against my better judgment, I just used my room lighting, which is a yellow light in this corner. I have 3 bulbs in my ceiling light. 2 are blue and 1 is yellow, and I picked the yellow one to be in the corner facing the desk because I have my aunt light and I sit on my bed and I draw my sketchbook. So I wanted the white lights over there, but now my final reveal looks like shit. And it's either that or show you my bed, and I'd rather not do that because it's messy. So anyway, final look at Gerard way. He's going to watch over me while I sleep until I decide to put him upstairs at a place where my cat cannot knock him down. And I freaking love him. I love him so much. I was like geeking out over the phone at like 1:30 in the morning to my partner the other night. So I was like, he's done, he's gorgeous, I love him. Oh, I'm very, very proud of myself, because this is definitely one of those projects that I would definitely say, oh, I'm just gonna buy it now and do it later. And then I don't do it, but I did it, and it looks so freaking good. And if I don't stop talking now, I'm just gonna keep blabbing on about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. The links to my Instagram to see more close-ups of this down below, and then also my Etsy to support small business stuff, so that way I can continue to make silly little projects like this, because this was really fun. It was so fun. Now I want to make the whole set. Now I want to wait till next year and buy the rest of them. I want to make Ray, I want to make Mikey, I want to make Bob, I want to make Frank. Like, ugh. Will that happen? Maybe. Unless I get little ones. I'm already planning stuff for next year. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry about the babble at the end, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.